Ba'Shem Rukakwadash. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rukakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. My name is Apostle, the Apostle Tahar. And I'm a part of GMS, the camp that's known for bringing a heavy emphasis on prophecies, prophetic scriptures. We are known by that. If you don't believe me, go to the chat GBT. GMS is known for its heavy emphasis on prophecies. So we must be the prophets. And I'm going to do a lot more prophetic videos, going back into breakdowns again. Instead of trying to teach you how to keep your wife happy and to show your kids or to show your son how to catch a fastball, I'm going to give you mostly prophecies. Give me a second here. So I'm in Joel 2 verse 20. So the topic of this video is Joel 2 verse 20. Millions of soldiers will die in this place. So I got this video right here. Give me a second. Where is it? Okay, this is it right here. Let me bring this tab over. So this is the first video I came across. Let me see if I got any notifications. Okay, it wasn't in the notifications. I guess it was it. Yes, it was in my notifications. This was put up by the up-and-coming young elder Yashalom at the main camp. His YouTube page, his handle is GMS Watchman. Uploaded, beware, there's calls for a Israeli-style mandatory draft for Americans. It will happen soon. And the first precept the first scripture that came to mind, which was a prophecy, is Joel 2 and 20. So let me go ahead and make a video of this, prophetic, this verse right here, because we are known for we're not known for marching down the street. We're not known for drill ceremony. That's what that is. When you see the IUIC, they're all wearing the same colors. They're marching, goose stepping. That's what it's called, goose stepping. They're doing cadence, and cadence is to keep the rhythm. Is to keep the rhythm, and it's merely called what is it? What did I say? Drill ceremony. And it looks good. It makes the army look good. It doesn't make them the top fighters out there. It doesn't make them dangerous, but it makes them look like they're in order. See, Gad didn't do that. Gad, when you go into Gad, when they fought Esau, they did what was called guerrilla warfare. Well, the word guerrilla and guerrilla warfare, the word means, I believe it means some singular. So guerrilla warfare is when you have a lot of warriors that just in different places, and they all have their own strategy. You never see Gad marching, goose stepping, because they're all individual warriors. It's like you're fighting a 1,000 Achilles, from the play of the Achilles, Troy, the movie Troy. Well, the main character was a man by the name of Achilles, and he had spiritual power. He's supposed to be, that was Jake anyway, and he was supposed to be his mother got popped by Zeus. So he had this unbelievable strength. What's the other guy? There was another hero among the Greeks who Zeus came in the form of an eagle and popped his mother. Damn, I forget. They had a movie on it. But Achilles was one, if I'm not mistaken, which is myth. Those are the Marvel DC comics of the day. And the writers of these plays were Jake. They wrote these plays about these superheroes. So Gad was like Achilles. But you had 1,000 Achilles. So you were fighting against 1,000 master warriors. So anyway, that's just a little history. So I'm watching some of this video, first minute and 6 seconds. And then I typed in Sean Hannity IDF, which is Israeli Defense Force, which is the military of the land of Israel, or the state of Israel. And everybody, men and women, have to be a part of it. It's no draft, no what do you call it? Selective services. When you hit a certain age, whether you're a man or a woman, you're in the military. Which showed you that they'll tell you that they're fulfilling prophecy of Israel going back. First of all, women didn't fight in wars. And the law says this, that if a man was afraid to fight in the war, he didn't have to. So that's just a secular government. That's all it is. So when they say, oh, the government of Israel, I say, yeah, that's a secular government. That has nothing to do with prophecy. When the prophecy comes, that's when the whole world's going to be in order. So I'm not going to make this long. So it says, understandest thou what thou readest, 2nd Ezra 16, verses 33 to 44, and the GNT. Wives will be in mourning because they have lost their husbands. All the young men will be killed in the war. Sean Hannity calls for, which he's an insider, IDF style mandatory military service for Americans, meaning men and women have to get involved in the military services when they reach a certain age. So you're going to have just as many women in the Levant as you do men. You got a lot of our women, so-called black women, that openly join the military. And they're not going to make it. Because something's going to happen. Something major is going to happen where all these governments, major governments that have the modern weaponry, they're going to all meet in the Levant. And that's a fulfillment of Joel 2, verse 20. So let me go ahead. Let me do this. Okay, Sean Hannity, IDF military draft. Sean Hannity, a Fox News host, has recently suggested that the United States should adopt a model of mandatory military. Give me a second here. Let me get a dose of clove oil. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. Hold tight. Oh man, that hurts. Took a hot dose of clove oil. Anyway, Sean Hannity, a Fox News host, has recently suggested he was given a script, guarantee that the United States news people are actors. They just given a script, they memorize the script, and they give it to you, like they got an opinion. Like op-eds should adopt a model of mandatory military service similar to that in Israel, which means men and women, when they reach a certain age, I believe it's 18, you can look it up, they got to join the military. Hannity praised the Israeli Defense Force, IDF, for their role in ensuring Israel's safety. Right, when you go to Ezekiel 38, it says they're going to be in safety, right? Without walls. And noted that every Israeli citizen is required to serve in the IDF. He presented this as a model of national unity and reliance that could benefit young people in the United States. And he stated, I actually think we should adopt this. I'm going to say it again. Can't stress this enough. That this is not his opinion. He got a script. In this country, it'll be so good for our young people. These comments occurred during a segment where Hannity discussed the ongoing conflict with Hamas and praised organizations providing humanitarian aid in Israel. They're blocking the aid to the people of the Palestinians. So there's been talks about whether Trump is going to send in troops to back up the IDF, Israeli Defense Force or forces. Sean Hannity called for mandatory military services in U.S., both men and women. There's going to be a lot of uproar on that. There's going to be a lot of riots, protests, because it's one thing for a man to know that his son is going to be drafted, which he doesn't want, because he can come back in a body bag, coming home in a body bag, inside joke, or come back messed up in the head, or has some limbs missing. But then you got your daughters. No. Daughters are supposed to represent femininity. You got them with jump boots on and fatigues and all that. So there's going to be a major uproar among Jake, because they ain't having that shit. So this system, Babylon the Great, is crumbling from the inside out. Sean Hannity calls for mandatory military service for everyone. IDF-style mandatory military service for Americans. Like I said, he got the memo. He's just reading the memo. That's all he's doing. So this was a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. So anyway, let's read the Joel 2 verse 20. Since GMS is known for going into prophecies, but I will remove far off from you the Northern Army. The Northern Army is referring to North America, the United States. It's talking about whether the 4 or 5 branches of the military, and will drive them or force them into a land barren and desolate. So you got scholars that say, let me open up this map. You got scholars that say, and even Nate said it, which he's going off. Where am I? I got to open it up, but you got the Dead Sea, and you got Jordan. So they're saying they're going to meet. They're not going to meet here. They might have troops in here, but the land barren and desolate is going to be here. This is a desert right here. Most of this is desert land. During the time of Desert Shield. Then it went from Desert Shield to Desert Storm. They were protecting Kuwait from the Iraqi forces. That's what the war was over. The U.S. was fighting to protect Kuwait. Go and read about it. 90, 91, 92, early 90s. So this is the place right here. This is all desert, mostly desert. You're going to have all these military troops, whether they be from Germany, France, all these modern military troops, they're going to all meet over here. And they're going to stay here. Because the missiles are going to do away with all of them. They're going to be part of the soil. This is the hot spot. Let's go back to Joel 2. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, the U.S. military forces, and will drive them into a land barren and desolate, with their face toward the east sea, that's Euphrates River, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And we went through this before. The utmost sea is this sea right here. You got scholars saying the utmost sea is the Mediterranean. It's not the Mediterranean. Even though you're going to have troops all over here. You're going to have troops all up in here. But the Northern Army's troops are going to be stationed right around here. So they're going to be facing Iraq. This is Iran. Because you have to have a base. Right? It says, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall, the smell of dead bodies, decomposing bodies, millions of them. Going to have Jake women, Jake men, the different tribes, Gad, Ephraim, whatever, that Jake, you're all going to die over there, and you're going to have to come back in the kingdom as newborn babies. You Edomites shall come up because he have done great things. And it's coming in the time of give me a second. Right, pour out my spirit. So you got a lot of people receiving visions now. You got a lot of brothers and some sisters that are getting receiving visions. They thinking it's a dream, but it's an actual vision. So now I'm gonna move over to the 3rd chapter of Joel. Since we are a prophetic camp, GMS is known for their heavy emphasis on prophecy. The chat was 100% correct. They said that IUIC is known for their discipline and their order, which is true. And they're known for their drill. What's the word? Drill ceremony. Drill your left, right, left. That doesn't make you a great army. It doesn't make you prophets because you goose step. But I said in a video that I did last night when I wanted to go to sleep, Spirit had me stay up a little bit longer to do that one video, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to do it today, this morning, which is now. But the Spirit got on me. I was a little groggy, but I did it. And I was surprised. I had to do it. But I did say in the video, I said, nah. I say, I'll give it to IUIC. They are known. They go into a lot of prophecy too. Bishop Nate does go into a lot of prophecy. He hits a lot of prophecy. So I'm not gonna lie. But they don't know all the prophecies like the MOTB. You better get it right. Because when it comes, it's gonna be a major shakeup, baby. There's gonna be a major shakeup, baby. Oh, I forgot. Let me bring this back. I did my walk. I did 2.5 miles, and I did it in like 35 minutes. Normally 45, sometimes 50, depending on my pace. Because I was listening to this one cut, and I kept looping it. And that cut, that song, boosted up my spirit. So I was walking fast. I said, damn. I was averaging about a 14 and change minute mile, which is a good pace. Normally I try to do 18-minute mile, but I did like a 14 and change minute mile. I kept looping that damn song. Now y'all wonder, what song was you listening to? It's for me to know and you to find out. Anyway, so let's look at this in the NLT. Okay, I will drive away these armies from the north, U.S. and the other European military, the modern military. They're all going to come here. There's going to be some interest in there that's going to cause. It's going to be behind it. The least of them shall draw them out. Did not Israel draw America out? The world condemned what Israel did to Iran. They went to Trump and they said, "What you going? I don't know what we're going to do. I'm gonna give you 2 weeks." In 2 days, he dropped bombs on them. Called it a midnight hammer. So they're gonna have to get some get back. You made this world a more dangerous place. There's a song or a saying. Fools rush in. What is it? Fools rush in where wise men fear not to tread, or something like that. Somebody help me out, y'all. But fools rush in. They do things and they get fucked up. They F around and find out. And the Most High is using him, so I have no problem as to what he's doing. The Most High is using him. He's pulling the divine strings. I will drive away these armies from the north. I will send them into the parched wasteland, the desert. Those in the front will be driven into the Dead Sea, which is wrong. No, it's not talking about the Dead Sea. That's why the scholars say, oh, it's the Dead. No, it's not the Dead Sea. And those at the rear into the Mediterranean. Let me go back to the map. This is, you can't really see the Dead Sea. I believe the Dead Sea is right here. That's the Dead Sea. That's the Mediterranean. How many miles is that? From the Dead Sea to the Mediterranean, that's maybe 50 miles. So that it's not talking about that. Even though they'll have troops. They'll have troops all over the goddamn place. You know? So it says the Dead Sea, between the Dead Sea and the Mediterranean. Nope, that's not what it's talking about. Talking about their face is going to be toward the Euphrates, and their hinder part is going to be toward the Red Sea. The stench of their rotten bodies will rise over the land. Surely Yahweh has done great things. It says, don't be afraid, my people, the elect of Israel. Be glad now and rejoice. That's Revelation 18, 20, 21. The apostles and the prophets is going to rejoice, for Yahweh has done great things. A great thing that he's going to do is destroy Palestine, parts of the Middle East, and he's going to utterly destroy Babylon the Great. Don't be afraid, you animals of the fields. Right, the animals, don't be afraid, because you're not going to be wiped out. Rejoice, you people of Jerusalem, you, the Israelites, we're going to rejoice. Rejoice in Yahweh, your Most High, for the rain he sends demonstrates his faithfulness. Once more, the autumn rains will come, as well as the rains of spring, which means the Feast of Weeks. You really got two Feasts of Weeks. You got the spring, and then you got the end of the year. There's a word for it, the ingathering. So twice in a year you have crops. You plant the seed, wait for the crops to grow, and you gather the crops. It takes almost 2 months. So that happens 2 times a year. So the ingathering at the end of the year, which is autumn, that crop you hold up for the winter. So like 3 months for the winter, you got crop and, food for the winter. That's what the Egyptians did, based upon the dream. Going back to Joseph, the prophet that dreamed and can interpret dreams. So now I'm gonna go back to the King James. Let me see how long this is. Okay. We're going to try to breeze through this. The nation will be judged. Yep, the nation, number one nation will be the nation of Esau. If you behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. In other words, he's going to deliver us from captivity. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. I showed you that in the map. This is also known as the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of Yahweh's judgment. Jehoshaphat is Hebrew Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. As GOCC. What's the name of the Most High? Ahiah. So what does Jehoshaphat mean? And they would have to tell you it means the Yahweh's. So how do you get Ahiah out of that? And will plead with them there for my people. Judge. The word plead means judge. Judge them there. And for my heritage, the Israelites, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land, because they're in our land. And they have cast lot for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. They made trade. Yeah. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? The people of Tyre and Zidon now, at one time it was Canaanites when we took the land, but you had so-called Arabs. Arabs is kind of an umbrella term for the Middle Eastern people. There's no one people called Arabs. It just means, it's Hebrew for Arab, which means mixed. So these are the Arab nations. And in all the coasts of Palestine, will ye render me a recompense, and if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So you're going to get it too. That's also in Isaiah chapter 14. It speaks about Palestinia, the Arabs, because they were a part of the slave trade. Jake was selling Jake into slavery too. It wasn't necessarily Hamites. It was, you go into the kingdoms, you go to the Dahomey kingdom in the Waida, which is Judah. the homie took it over. They had a movie called The Woman King, which I saw 5 minutes of that shit. I said, I ain't watching that bullshit. The Woman King. And that's when the homie kingdom came in and took down the Waida. Waida meaning Judah. So they were Israelites taking down other Israelites. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly, pleasant things. The temples, the mosques that they have in the Middle East are beautiful, made of gold and precious stones and so forth. Where do you think they got it from? The children also, or the sons of Yahweh and the children of Jerusalem, which is the kingdom of Judah, have you sold unto the Grecians. And it wasn't all Israel, because the northern kingdom was already on the other side of the world, that ye might remove them far from their border. We're far from our border. We're over here in America. We're in the east, we're in the west, and scattered. Behold, I will raise them out of the place, and the place where it was said, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God, power. That place is not Africa. Africa is known as the wilderness. The place is known as America. And the place where it says, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. And who's telling them that? The prophets. Number one on the list, GMS, because we are known by the ChatGPT, we are known for our emphasis, heavy emphasis on prophecy. Your recompense upon your own head. Yeah, and the chat also said, GMS is so controversial, even them other camps don't like them. Even the other camps got a problem with them. Well, that's a good thing. Like, was it El DeBarge? Or the whole group? Or the group was El DeBarge, I guess. Ooh, and I like it. Ooh, I like it. I like it when you don't like me. You gotta have fun with this. Hey, don't expect Alexander Scorby out of me. Okay, look him up. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, which are Hamites. I gotta look this up again. To a people far off, Yahweh have spoken it. That's the kingdom. Slavery, we throughout history, through time immemorial, nations enslaved other nations. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles and nations. These are vocab. When you say the Gentiles are the nations, when it comes to this particular precept or scripture, Joel 3 verse 9, those are the other nations. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, the military. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Modern day spears are ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. The thing that you would use, the money that you would use for agriculture, a plowshare is for agriculture, pruning hooks is for agriculture. Beat your plowshares into swords, missiles, and your pruning hooks into spears. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Let the weak nation say, I am strong, because the great equalizer are the missiles. I believe Pakistan possesses ICBM missiles. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, all ye nations, natural nations, and gather yourself together round about where? The great Levant. Go back to the map. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. That's the angels. The angels are going to be referees to this. They're going to slow the war down and going to speed the war up. When Russia goes to Putin, or Russia goes to make have a sit down with the U.S., the Most High going to put hooks in their jaws. He's going to say, nope, I'm turning you back. You're going to do what I want you to do. No, you ain't going to sit down and negotiate nothing, because prophecy has to be fulfilled. Now, who did I hear it from? I believe it was Josh Seraton from Wham, World Alternative Media, which he got kicked off of YouTube a long time ago. I watch him on Rumble over my Roku TV. And I believe he made the statement recently that they're gonna let a lot of these migrants come back in America. You notice how they went, the ICE went in and gathered up all these illegal migrants or whatever, and they're bringing them back. So now Trump is saying he's getting reports that everybody's going out of business. Nobody's there to work, because Jake ain't gonna do it. Jake ain't working in no fucking hot sun 12 hours. Jake ain't working in no fucking hot sun for 1 hour. Jake ain't built like that. Okay, they'll tear this country down. Jake ain't built like a Issacharite or the other Latin tribes. So he's allowing them back now, which makes him look undecisive. Indecisive is the word. Got to get my English right. But what he's going to do, in my opinion, my spiritual opinion, since we're known for having heavy emphasis on prophecy, is that, and this is what Josh Seraton said. He said they're going to put chips in them. He didn't use the word chips, but he said tracking devices. That's the mob. So they're going to say, you know what, we're going to let you in, but we're going to track you, because you set to go to court, but you don't show up to court. So we're going to put it. You can be in America, but you're going to be tracked. Okay? And they're going to say, no problem with that. And they're going to get the chip, because guess what? Nobody's down there in South America telling them Israelites down there about Israel, but they have the YouTube, so they have access to it. We have brothers that are from South America and Central America that know that they Israelites. Issachar, It said, let the heathen, the other nations be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen, the nations round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Revelation 14. Come, get you down, for the press is full. Revelation 14. And the fat overflow. What is the fat? The fat is when you crush the grapes. That stuff in the inside of the grapes is called fat, and out of that fat comes juice. Well, you ferment the wine, and that's I think I'm gonna have me a drink of wine. For their wickedness is great. They have spoken, given a mouth, and they have spoken great things. Daniel 7. That's America. America's definitely mentioned in the Bible. How can America be 1 year shy of 250 years? This country is 250 years old, but there's no mention of that. No, it's not in the scriptures. Come on now. Multitudes in the valley of decision. That's the Levant. I showed you that on the map. For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. But before that happens, the great chipping has to take place. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw from shining. The missiles are going to make everything go dark. It happened in the daytime. The sun is going to be out. It's going to be a nice, clear, beautiful day. People are going to be shopping, marrying, giving in marriage, committing adultery, whatever the hell they do, buying and selling. using their chip that's in their hand, and everything gonna go dark. Then they're gonna see the missiles, and that's it. Fire, hot fire. Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion. The lion has come out from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. Let me see if I can find that. I believe that's Jeremiah. Well, that's talking about something. No, it's talking about the Most High now. Jeremiah 4, verse 7. Let's see if I'm correct. The lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate. That's Babylon the Great, biggest desert on the planet Earth. And thy cities shall be laid waste without inhabitant. That's America. That's America. You can't say that's talking about any other time in history. So let's come on back. The destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. What's going to make the heavens? Did Babylon, ancient Babylon, Neo-Babylon shake? No. It was a surgical strike at the order of Darius the Mede, because the king and his lords were drunk. So they just rushed in, cut their throat, so to speak, and just took. There was no damage. They didn't have to build nothing up. See, an army that takes over another sovereign nation, they don't want to destroy all the houses. They want to kill the people and have everything intact. But Yahweh will be the hope of his people, the elect, and the strength of the children of Yasha'Allah, the national Israel. So this is it. This is it. Hey, look, Egypt shall be a desolation. We know that's talking about the new Egypt. And Edom shall be a desolation. A desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah. For what you did to the kingdom of Judah, when the Babylonians took us down, you backed up the Babylonians. Obadiah 1 verse 10. Because they have shed innocent blood in their land, but Judah shall dwell in forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. Our kingdom is going to be everlasting. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahweh dwelleth in Zion. So anyway, I went a little long. With that, on to the next one. Shalom.